Welcome to our deep dive into the world of gratitude.
Yeah.
We're going to explore what science and personal stories reveal about gratitude, its
Uh-huh.
impact on happiness and well-being, and how you can cultivate more of it in your life.
Mm.
And our guide for this exploration is Robert Emmons' book, Thanks: How Practicing Gratitude Can Make You Happier.
Yeah, it's fascinating because we often think of gratitude as a simple emotion,
Uh-huh.
but it's much more nuanced than that.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Okay.
What makes gratitude so complex?
Well, Emmons breaks it down into two key stages.
Okay.
First, you have to acknowledge the goodness in your life, and then you need to recognize that the source of that goodness is actually external,
Okay.
something outside of yourself.
So it's not just about feeling good. It's about recognizing where that good is coming from.
Exactly.
I never thought about it that way.
It's a subtle but important distinction.
Okay.
For instance, let's say you treat yourself to a fancy dinner.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't thank yourself for the delicious meal, would you?
I guess not.
Right. You'd probably thank the chef, the server, maybe even the farmers who grew the ingredients.
Yeah.
That outward focus is a key element of true gratitude.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, I've heard that practicing gratitude can have some pretty amazing effects on our well-being.
Yeah.
What does the research say about that?
The research is quite compelling.
Okay.
Studies have shown that practicing gratitude can lead to a significant boost in happiness,
Okay.
as much as 25%. But it goes beyond just feeling happier.
Really? Tell me more.
Gratitude has also been linked to improved physical health,
Wow.
increased optimism, and even greater motivation to exercise.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So how does gratitude have such a powerful impact? Is it really that powerful?
Well, one way to understand it is through the concept of a happiness set point.
Okay.
You see, just like our weight tends to fluctuate around a certain point, our happiness levels do too.
Okay, I can see that. We experience good things and bad things that shift our happiness up or down.
Yeah.
But eventually, we tend to settle back to our baseline.
Yes, exactly. Positive or negative events might temporarily shift our happiness,
Yeah.
but we eventually return to that set point.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the hopeful part. Engaging in intentional activities,
Okay.
like cultivating gratitude, can actually shift that happiness set point upward over time.
So it's not just about riding the waves of life's ups and downs.
Right.
It's about actively shaping our own happiness levels.
Yes.
That's empowering.
It is. And there's a fascinating detail from Emmons' research that really highlights this.
Okay.
He found that participants with neuromuscular diseases who kept gratitude journals during his study
Mm-hmm.
actually continued the practice long after the study ended.
Wow, that's really powerful.
They experienced such significant benefits that it became an integrated part of their lives.
So it wasn't just a temporary fix. It was a real shift in perspective that led to lasting change.
Yes.
That makes me wonder, how does focusing on the keeping a gratitude journal
Yeah.
actually lead to such improvements in well-being?
That's where the research on our happiness set point comes in.
Okay.
While major life events might temporarily boost our happiness,
Mm-hmm.
they don't tend to have a lasting impact on our overall happiness level.
You mean like winning a lottery or even experiencing a spinal cord injury?
Exactly.
Eventually, people tend to return to their baseline happiness level?
Precisely.
Wow.
But intentionally, cultivating gratitude can actually help us rewrite that baseline.
Wow.
It's like rewiring our brains to focus on the positive, which can lead to a more lasting sense of happiness and well-being.
So it's not just about feeling grateful in the moment.
Right.
It's about training our brains to approach life with a more grateful perspective.
Exactly. And that shift in perspective can have ripple effects throughout our lives.
Okay.
Emmons talks about the profound impact that expressing gratitude can have on our relationship.
Okay. He shares a particularly moving story about a student who wrote a heartfelt thank you letter to his parents, but was too embarrassed to give it to them at the time.
Yes. And tragically, the student's brother passed away unexpectedly.
Oh, how heartbreaking.
It was. But later, the family discovered the unsent letter.
Oh, wow.
It became a source of immense comfort and solace during their time of grief.
What a beautiful example of the enduring power of a thank you.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that expressing our gratitude can have a ripple effect impacting others in ways we may never fully realize.
Absolutely. And speaking of powerful effects, the connection between gratitude and physical health is quite remarkable.
You know, I've always believed in the power of positive thinking,
Hmm.
but I'm curious to hear what the science has to say about the link between gratitude and physical well-being.
Well, there's growing evidence that a grateful outlook is linked to increased longevity and overall better health.
I've heard about the famous nun study, where researchers found that nuns who express more positive emotions in their early life writings actually live longer.
That's a great example.
Yeah.
It provides compelling evidence for the health benefits of positive emotions like gratitude.
Okay.
On the flip side, studies show that those who tend towards pessimism actually have a higher risk of premature death and heart disease.
Wow, that really makes you think about the impact our outlook can have on our physical health.
It does.
It sounds like cultivating gratitude could be just as important for our well-being as eating healthy and exercising.
Absolutely.
But how do we actually make gratitude a more consistent part of our lives?
Emmons highlights several techniques for cultivating gratitude.
Yep.
One that he recommends is the heart lock-in technique.
Okay, that one sounds intriguing. What exactly is that?
It's a powerful technique that involves intentionally focusing your attention on your heart
Okay.
and generating a feeling of appreciation for someone or something. It's about really tapping into that warm feeling of gratitude.
I like that, bringing the focus to a physical sensation. Do you think that helps make the feeling of gratitude more real or tangible?
That's a great question. Emmons actually cites research from the Institute of Heart Math
Okay.
that suggests the heart plays a much bigger role in our emotions than we might think.
Wow.
Apparently, the heart communicates with the brain and the rest of the body, influencing not just our emotions, but even our physical health.
So it's not just a metaphor. There's a real physiological connection between our hearts and our experience of gratitude.
Exactly.
I never realized that. What other techniques does Emmons suggest?
Well, he also highlights the benefits of loving-kindness meditation.
Oh, I've heard of that. Isn't that where you cultivate feelings of love and compassion towards yourself and others?
That's right. Emmons suggests that this type of meditation can be a powerful way to cultivate gratitude
Okay.
because it helps us connect with a sense of interconnectedness and appreciate the good in ourselves and others.
Yeah.
And it's not just about warm, fuzzy feelings. Emmons also talks about how gratitude can actually impact our cognitive function.
Oh.
Remember that study about physicians and gratitude we mentioned earlier?
Yes, the one where the doctors who received a small gift were better at diagnosing a hypothetical liver disease?
Right.
That one really surprised me.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
Okay.
It suggests that gratitude may actually enhance our cognitive abilities, helping us think more clearly and make better decisions.
So gratitude is like a brain booster.
It is.
That makes me wonder, does Emmons talk about gratitude as a spiritual practice at all?
He does. He actually explores how gratitude is deeply rooted in various religious and spiritual traditions.
That makes sense. I know the word thanks appears numerous times throughout religious texts.
It's clearly a central theme in many faiths. Emmons talks about how the concept of gratitude is woven into traditions like Islam and Buddhism as well.
Okay.
It's about recognizing a source of goodness outside of ourselves, whether we call that a higher power nature or the interconnectedness of all things.
So gratitude is a way of connecting with something bigger than ourselves.
Right.
It's about acknowledging our place in the grand scheme of things.
Exactly. And Emmons believes this sense of interconnectedness is crucial for cultivating gratitude.
Okay.
In fact, he points out that one of the biggest obstacles to feeling grateful is the inability to acknowledge our dependence on others.
That's an interesting point. We often try to be so self-reliant, but we rarely achieve anything truly great without the help and support of others.
Right. And Emmons also discusses how internal conflicts over expressing positive emotions can hinder gratitude.
Okay.
For example, some people, particularly men in our culture, might feel uncomfortable or even ashamed to openly express gratitude.
I can see that. It's like they've been conditioned to believe that vulnerability is a weakness.
And Emmons points out that this reluctance to express gratitude can actually lead to increased psychological distress.
Oh, wow.
It's important to find healthy ways to express and share those positive emotions.
So bottling up those feelings of gratitude might actually be doing us more harm than good.
Exactly. And of course, there's the obstacle of narcissism and a sense of entitlement.
Right.
If we believe we deserve everything, we won't feel thankful for anything.
That makes sense. It's hard to appreciate what you have if you think you're entitled to it.
Right.
So it's about shifting from a mindset of scarcity to a mindset of abundance.
That's a great way to put it. It's about recognizing that everything we have is a gift, not a right.
Yeah.
And it's about recognizing that we don't achieve things on our own. We need others. Emmons talks about how focusing solely on receiving rewards for good deeds as another potential roadblock to gratitude.
So if our motivation for doing good is purely transactional,
Yeah.
It actually undermines the genuine spirit of gratitude.
Exactly. It's about giving and receiving from a place of heartfelt generosity, not with an expectation of getting something in return.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
We've talked about the incredible benefits of gratitude,
Mhm.
the various techniques for cultivating it, the obstacles that can get in the way, and even its spiritual significance.
Yeah.
But what about those really tough times?
Yeah.
Can we still find reasons to be grateful when life throws us curveballs?
That's where things get really profound.
Yeah.
Emmons dedicates a significant portion of his book to sharing stories of individuals who found ways to maintain gratitude, even in the face of immense suffering loss and unimaginable hardship.
I'm thinking of the biblical story of Job. He lost everything, his wealth, his family, his health, but still managed to find a way to be grateful to God.
It's a powerful story of resilience, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there are countless other examples throughout history. Emmons talks about Corrie ten Boom,
Okay.
who endured the horrors of a Nazi concentration camp during World War II.
Her story is incredible. I can't imagine going through something so horrific and still finding reasons to be grateful.
It's a testament to the strength of the human spirit. Emmons also shares the story of Eli Wiesel, who survived the Holocaust and emerged with a profound belief in the importance of gratitude.
He has a famous quote where he says, "When a person doesn't have gratitude, something is missing in his or her humanity."
It's a powerful statement. Emmons suggests that gratitude can actually help us cope with trauma and even find meaning in suffering.
So it's not about denying the pain or pretending that everything's okay.
Right.
It's about finding those glimmers of hope and appreciation amidst the darkness.
Right? And Emmons highlights how religious and spiritual beliefs can provide a framework for finding meaning in adversity.
For some, it's the belief that there's a larger plan at work,
Right.
that their suffering is part of a divine purpose.
And for others, it's the belief that their suffering can lead to personal growth or a deeper connection with their faith.
It's about finding a way to make sense of the suffering, to find a purpose or meaning within it.
Exactly. Emmons makes it clear that finding gratitude in adversity is not about minimizing the pain or dismissing the very real struggles people face.
Okay.
It's about acknowledging the darkness while still searching for the light.
It's about cultivating that resilient spirit, that ability to bounce back from challenges and find reasons to be thankful even when things are tough.
Yes.
Is that what he means by post-traumatic growth?
Yes. He discusses how for some individuals, trauma and adversity can actually lead to positive psychological changes.
Like finding a new appreciation for life-strengthening relationships or discovering a deeper sense of purpose.
Exactly. It's a reminder that even in the aftermath of tragedy, growth and transformation are possible.
It's about finding that silver lining, not in a way that dismisses the pain,
Right.
but in a way that acknowledges the incredible resilience of the human spirit.
Well said. Emmons believes gratitude can play a vital role in that process of post-traumatic growth.
Okay.
By focusing on what we're thankful for, even amidst suffering, we begin to shift our perspective and open ourselves to those glimmers of hope.
So even in the darkest of times, there are still things to be grateful for, whether it's the support of loved ones, acts of kindness from strangers, or simply the fact that we're still here.
Exactly. It's about finding those moments of grace, those reminders that even in the face of adversity, life is still a gift.
And that brings us back to Emmons' central message.
Yeah.
Gratitude is a choice.
Yeah.
It's not something that just happens to us. It's something we actively cultivate.
And like any skill, the more we practice gratitude, the more natural it becomes. Emmons offers some practical strategies for weaving gratitude into our daily lives. One he highly recommends is keeping a gratitude journal.
I've tried that before and found it really helpful. Taking a few minutes each day to write down what I'm grateful for really does help me focus on the positive.
That'd be great.
It's especially helpful when I'm feeling stressed or overwhelmed.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Emmons emphasizes finding new and specific things to be grateful for each day
Okay.
to prevent it from becoming a rote exercise.
I can see how that would keep it fresh and meaningful.
Yeah.
It's about really paying attention to the details, the small things we often take for granted,
Yes.
like the warmth of the sun on our skin, a delicious meal, or hearing the laughter of loved ones.
Those are perfect examples. And Emmons suggests using visual reminders to nudge our minds towards gratitude throughout the day.
Like putting up sticky notes with gratitude prompts or setting reminders on our phones.
Exactly. It's about creating those little cues that help us shift our focus back to appreciation. He also highlights the power of surrounding ourselves with grateful people.
Oh, I love that. You know the saying, you are the company you keep. I truly believe that If we surround ourselves with negativity, it's hard to stay positive. But if we're surrounded by gratitude, it's so much easier to cultivate that perspective within ourselves.
You're absolutely right. Emmons even suggests making a vow to practice gratitude.
Like a personal commitment, a promise to ourselves to prioritize gratitude.
Yes. And when we make that vow publicly, it can increase our accountability. He also encourages us to be mindful of our language.
So instead of dwelling on what we lack, we can choose words that reflect what we have.
Right.
Instead of complaining, we can express appreciation.
Exactly. It's about shifting our language towards gratitude and abundance. Emmons reminds us to appreciate our senses.
Our sight, hearing, taste, touch, smell.
Yes.
Those are such incredible gifts that we often take for granted.
It's about finding the extraordinary in the ordinary. He even encourages us to consider practicing gratitude for difficult people or experiences.
That's a tough one. How can we be grateful for the difficult things in life?
It's not about condoning negative behavior. It's about searching for the lessons and growth opportunities within those challenges.
So it's about recognizing that even those difficult people and experiences can teach us valuable lessons and ultimately help us grow.
Yes, it's about finding that silver lining, that seed of something good that can emerge from even the most challenging situations. And finally, Emmons reminds us that it's never too late to start cultivating gratitude.
Okay.
He shares a story of a 78-year-old man whose life was completely transformed by the power of gratitude.
That's so inspiring. It really emphasizes that no matter where we are in life, embracing gratitude can make a world of difference.
It truly is a transformative practice. Emmons' book reminds us that gratitude is an ongoing journey, a lifelong practice of noticing and appreciating the good, even when things are hard.
It's about cultivating a grateful heart and letting that perspective influence our thoughts, actions, and interactions.
Beautifully said. It's about making gratitude a conscious part of our lives, a lens through which we view the world.
And I don't know about you, but I'm feeling incredibly inspired to do just that.
Me too.
Thanks for taking this deep dive with us today.
It's been my pleasure. And before we wrap up, I'd love to leave you with a final thought.
Yeah.
What is one unexpected thing you can be grateful for today? Take a moment to reflect on that and let the power of gratitude wash over you.
That's such a great question to ponder. It's easy to focus on the big, obvious things.
Yay.
But what about those hidden gems of goodness that we might overlook?
It's about expanding our awareness and really tuning into those unexpected blessings.
Okay.
It could be something as simple as a stunning sunset, a stranger holding a door open for you,
Yeah.
or even just a quiet moment of peace in the middle of a hectic day.
Those little moments of joy can really make a difference. It's about shifting our perspective to appreciate the simple things that add so much richness to our lives.
Right.
Does Emmons talk about how this relates to our relationships with others?
Absolutely. He emphasizes that expressing gratitude to others is one of the most powerful ways to strengthen those bonds and deepen our connection.
I can see that.
Yeah.
It's not always about grand gestures or expensive gifts.
Right.
Sometimes it's the small, everyday acts of kindness that really make us feel loved and appreciated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It could be a simple thank you to a coworker who helped you out with a project. A heartfelt note of appreciation to a friend who lent a listening ear.
Yeah.
Or even a warm hug to a loved one.
Those little gestures go a long way. They make us feel seen and appreciated, and they create a ripple effect of positivity.
You're so right. One small act of gratitude can really make a difference in someone's day. And that positive energy can spread outwards, creating a more loving and supportive atmosphere.
It's amazing how something so simple can have such a profound impact.
It is.
Emmons also discusses how gratitude can transform our experience of giving and receiving.
Yes.
I'm curious to hear more about that. What's the connection between gratitude and generosity?
When we give with a grateful heart, it becomes a joyful act of generosity instead of a burdensome obligation.
So it's not about giving out of a sense of duty or expectation,
Right.
but rather from a place of genuine abundance and a desire to share our blessings with others.
Precisely. And when we receive with gratitude,
Okay.
we appreciate the thoughtfulness and generosity behind the gift, whether it's a material object or a simple act of kindness.
It becomes a heartfelt exchange, a true expression of love and appreciation.
Exactly. And Emmons encourages us to expand our circle of gratitude even further beyond our personal relationships.
Okay.
He talks about cultivating gratitude for nature, for the beauty and wonder of the world around us.
We're so lucky to live on this beautiful planet. It's easy to take it for granted, but when we pause to appreciate the intricate details of nature, it's awe-inspiring.
It is, and Emmons reminds us to be grateful for the countless individuals who work behind the scenes to make our lives better.
The farmers who grow our food, the doctors and nurses who care for our health, the teachers who educate our children, the artists who inspire us with their creativity. There are so many people who contribute to our well-being in ways we may never even realize.
Thinking about all those people and their contributions helps us recognize our interconnectedness with all beings and fosters a deeper appreciation for the web of life that sustains us.
It's a beautiful perspective, isn't it?
It is. And ultimately, Emmons challenges us to embrace gratitude as a way of life, a lens through which we view the world.
It's about cultivating a grateful heart, a mindset of appreciation, and a spirit of generosity that touches every aspect of our lives.
It's a journey worth taking. As we wrap up our deep dive into the world of gratitude, I'd like to leave you with one final thought.
Okay.
Remember that unexpected blessing you were thinking about earlier. Hold on to that feeling of gratitude. Let it infuse your thoughts and actions, and let the transformative power of gratitude enrich your life.
Thank you so much for joining us on this journey of discovery. We hope you leave feeling inspired to cultivate a more grateful heart and experience the incredible benefits that come with it. May your lives be filled with gratitude, joy, and abundance.
Did you get any of that?